Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys QB Dak Prescott teases potential extension news. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott gave an encouraging update on his contract situation following practice on Thursday, August 15. Prescott is heading into the final year of the four-year, $160 million deal he signed with the Cowboys in 2021. If Dallas doesn't reach an extension with Prescott, he'll be a free agent next offseason. The Cowboys are also negotiating with wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, who has been holding out for a new deal. Defensive superstar Micah Parsons is also on the list of players with whom the Cowboys want to lock in a long-term deal. There hasn't been much movement on Prescott's contract situation, but the quarterback's tone was positive about the latest developments. "Good conversations are going on, I will say that," he said. "A lot of good things are going on there. A lot of confidence. I have confidence in my guys and these guys getting something done. I'm happy where I am right now, and that's really where my focus is. I enjoy being a Cowboy, 1000%. I enjoy living in Dallas. I enjoy everything about it. But this is a business. Conversations are going well. But I'm thankful to be where I am right now." Prescott topped the NFL in completions, 410, completion percentage, 69.5%, and touchdown passes, 36, last season, amassing 4,516 passing yards. He finished second in MVP voting and is in the top tier of passers in the league. Prescott will have multiple suitors if he hits free agency and avoids any major injury this season. The top of the market in annual value is currently $55 million per season, with Jacksonville Jaguars QB Trevor Lawrence, Packers passer Jordan Love and Cincinnati Bengals star Joe Burrow all earning that number. Cowboys Chief Operating Officer Stephen Jones recently said on the Doomsday Pod that they see Prescott as a partner in the contract talks. "As you continue to push money out on these quarterback salaries, that money pushed comes back home to roost," Jones said. "We look at it like Dak's our partner in this. We're trying to win a championship. No one wants to win a championship more than Dak Prescott, I can assure you that. And we don't look at it like we're trying to, pay him not to go somewhere else." The Cowboys should not expect Prescott to take a discount on his next deal. The 31-year-old passer made that very clear with his recent comments. "I'm a guy that grew up with two older brothers," Prescott said on Friday, August 2. Cowboys must part ways with young T once and for all after latest injury. There was a lot to be learned from the Dallas Cowboys preseason opener. It became apparent throughout the game that the Cowboys has legitimate depth at linebacker and in the secondary. The defense came away with 4 interceptions even though Trayvon Diggs, Darren Bland, Jordan Lewis, Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson didn't see the field. On the offensive side of the ball, the wide receiver and tight end competitions have ramped up. Training camp standout Jalen Cropper was awesome yet again. Mike McCarthy will have a tough time omitting Cropper from the 53-man roster. Fortunately for McCarthy, some decisions will be easier than others. Choosing which tight ends to keep got a lot easier after Sunday's exhibition. While nobody was spectacular in the game, third-year pro Peyton Hendershot was sidelined with a shoulder injury. The injury kept Hendershot out of last week's joint practice against the Rams as well, so he has missed valuable live game reps to prove he deserves a spot on the roster. Roster cutdowns are unfair to some players who perform at a high level throughout camp and preseason. Injuries, though, can be fatal to a player's roster chances. With Hendershot firmly on the roster bubble, he needs to not only make a swift recovery but also play out of his skin over the next 2 weeks to make the team. 5 tight ends played against the Rams in Hendershot's absence. Racey McMath and Brevin Spanford led the way with 26 and 23 snaps, respectively. Not far behind was Princeton Fant with 19 snaps followed by Luke Schoonmaker, 18 snaps, and John Stevens Jr., 17 snaps. That isn't to say Hendershot is behind all of them on the depth chart. Racey McMath had 2 drops Sunday, so it's a foregone conclusion that he'll be cut. Fant, however, is a favorite of the coaching staff who was trusted to play 30 snaps on special teams last year in the 2 games he was active. In fact, David Moore of the Dallas Morning News had Fant making the team in his latest 53-man roster projection, subscription required. In addition, the Cowboys gave Spanford some of the most guaranteed money of any undrafted free agent. Spanford has a towering frame and is a mauler of a blocker. He could use a year on the practice squad, which may leave the door ajar for Hendershot. It is also possible that Spanford makes the team as the 4th tight end. It may ultimately be John Stevens Jr. who keeps Hendershot off the roster. Stevens finished 2nd on the team Sunday with 3 catches. More importantly, he looked healthy and sure of himself after a torn ACL wiped out his rookie year. Eagles star rips Cowboys over CD Lamb standoff. Philadelphia Eagles cornerback Darius Slay took a jab at the Dallas Cowboys and owner Jerry Jones for their handling of CD Lamb. Lamb is currently holding out for a new deal. He's missed training camp and the Cowboys' first preseason game against the Los Angeles Rams. Lamb is seeking an extension that will put him on par with some of the top receivers in the league. And he has earned it. Lamb is coming off a historic campaign, notching a league-high 135 receptions for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns. Lamb's catches and yards were both franchise records. Slay doesn't agree with how the Cowboys have handled the situation and voiced his take on his podcast, Big Play Slay. "It would be hard for me to play for an organization like that," Slay said on Tuesday, August 13th. "A guy that's just not willing to take care of his guys." Slay also took the opportunity to praise his general manager, Howie Roseman. "I know y'all see how Howie gets stuff done," Slay said. "You can see when a team and an organization that appreciates what you do for their team. They take care of you." Jerry Jones' handling of the contract standoff with Lamb has been unconventional, to say the least. He made headlines for saying that he wasn't urgent about resolving the situation, later having to clarify what he meant. "The bottom line is, what it is, no, there's not that urgency," Jones said prior to the Cowboys' first preseason game against the Rams on August 11th. "Now, I understand completely the angst that's happening when you're anxious and someone says anything about whether you're missed or not. Well, CD, you're missed, okay? But you're not missed out here competing, and it doesn't put any pressure, any place on us. It's not pressure out here today and in practice." Slay said jokingly that if Lamb truly wants to prove a point, he can sit out a few games against the Eagles next season. "Hold out each Eagle game," Slay said. "You can play everybody else, just hold out each Eagle game. Just say, I'm holding out against the Eagles, because I know Jerry cares about that game a lot. He doesn't like losing to us." The goal for the Cowboys is to get Lamb into camp and ready to roll before Week 1. But the sides are still not close to reaching an agreement, per Clarence E. Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. The Cowboys' best offer has yet to reach $33 million per year, per Hill. Cowboys EVP Stephen Jones provided an update on the team's current position in the negotiations with Lamb, as well as defensive star Micah Parsons and quarterback Dak Prescott. "Ongoing. They're evolving. I know everybody likes them to be done immediately. As I said, it's a challenge for us," Jones told Nick Eatman of the Cowboys' official site. "In terms of working 3 of the better football players in this league. Trying to get them in a situation where they're happy and it works for us as well. We'll continue to work, pencils are up, we're working hard at it. Hopefully we'll continue to make some progress and get 1 or 2 of these guys done." The Cowboys open the regular season on September 8th on the road against the Cleveland Browns. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Darius Slay? Leave your opinion in the comments.